Where my mom's at. Raising kids, cleaning shit, get along now.
My question to you is, so then what does Bert get hurt about? If it's not the shirt, you look like shit.
Right.
What is it? What's the? Do you know? Are there certain things you know? Like I shouldn't. That's what being married is too. Is knowing like, oh, that's rough.
Well, the thing about it is being married is a journey in learning. Right. It's it's not a journey of knowing. It's a journey of learning. So I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. Some of the things we argue about lately has to do with parenting because he's been not home for 16 years. And now suddenly in this coronavirus, he's home. And so I often parent a lot without consulting him because that's how I've parented for 16 years. So it's not like I'm just not used to including him in things, and that hurts his feelings. And I'm having to think differently about day-to-day parenting things, saying things like, it doesn't occur to me for them, Bert gets up in the morning, goes to the man cave, works out. The girls are going to school at our other house now, so they're actually physically leaving to give them some, quote, normalcy. And I had to consciously think, go say goodbye to your dad. Because dad's never home. Dad's never home when they go to school. And they've been going to school at home, so there's no need to do that. And so that will hurt his feelings. Well, he'll come in and go, they didn't say goodbye to me? You didn't remind them to say goodbye to me? And I'm like, it's so not in my wheelhouse because, dad's not the lawyer that comes home every day. So little things like that hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to hurt his feelings.
Or
like
dad
that.
can remember, guess what? The kids leave for school at 7:45.
Then you're asking him to take care of his own needs and feelings. Isn't that interesting in my perspective also?
Right, because we, I don't know if it's a dad thing, but we have similar things in our house too.
Oh, yeah?
Of like, there are certain, it's the kids that have the schedule, and so we must work around. Yeah. They rule the roost at this age, and this is it. Yeah, a lot of reminding of like, they start, they set the tone here.
They do, and they do as teenagers. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, it's so
lately
it's
that's
tough,
the stuff that hurts his feelings.
Sure.
I can't think of anything before this pandemic. That's another thing that he doesn't enjoy about me is we have an argument and I move on, right? And I go, okay, duly noted. I will try to adjust that. But I can't remember what the argument was about a week later. He will remember that argument on his deathbed. I swear to God. He's a Scorpio, and he's like, 7 years ago, when you took that candy bar. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no vengeance in me at all. Wow. So I don't remember anything that we've ever fought about if it's not pretty recent, because I just go, well, I know my intention and I know his intention. Yep. We want each other to be happy. Yeah. So this was a momentary hiccup where for him it was like stab, stab, stab. And I'm like, really? I don't get any kind of pass on that? Or
oh my gosh, it's like listening to Tom talk, because same thing. I don't get any kind of pass because like when I fight with Tom, it's as if we've never been together for 15 years and he has no goodwill built up. And
same.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a man thing.
I don't know. No, I'm saying I'm the Bert where I am like, like I get so fired up. Like this is the worst thing ever. And I can remember certain fights. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember. I only remember fights where he says ridiculous stuff. Like there's this one fight we got into when he was in his PTSD phase of Travel Channel where he all of a sudden started backing himself against the wall and going, I've married the wrong person. I've married the wrong person. I can't believe I've spent this much time married to the wrong person. And you know what we were fighting about?
What?
I baited a hook for the girls to go fishing, and that was emasculating. And I kept going, what? You were at the house. I was at the dock. Should I have said, honey, can you come bait a hook because I'm so dainty? Are you kidding me? And I married the wrong person. You have no idea who I am and what I need. And I was like, okay, you need to get some help.
That is so funny because I've had the same panic inside, but I don't verbalize
Oh,
it.
he can't. He has verbal diarrhea. It is diarrhea.
Because if I were to say that to Tom, he would be like, what do you mean? Like, he would freak out too because Tom drinks my Kool-Aid.
Oh, no, I don't drink any of that fucking shit, man. I go, I see what's happening here, and you are losing your mind, and you are catastrophe thinking, and I'm going to sit back on the bench and let this roller coaster go to hell, and I will be here when it's back from hell, and then we can have a conversation. That's what I feel like.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like nobody has these frank conversations about marriage and about what
They don't.
it really means to be a parent, to be a wife. And, you know, there's this mythology, I think, especially with women, that we can do it all and we're great at it all. And it's like, it's so much responsibility for us. It's not even fucking possible to do everything all the time. And like, yeah, sorry, I'm just laughing at the two of you.
At the roller coaster to hell. And I'm sitting on the bench going, okay, well, let me just, I'm going to look at my fingernails until you get off this fucking roller coaster.
But see, nobody tells you that that's really the nature of marriage and the nature of parenting. It is just a roller coaster all the time.
It is. And the key is, to me, at least the way I've rode this roller coaster of marriage, is to want the best for the other person.
Yeah.
Not at the total disregard of yourself.
Yeah.
But in a moment where the other person is the one upset, to try and say, what can I understand about why they're upset?
That's huge.
Now, Bert wants me to take responsibility for things that I haven't done sometimes, and I will not do that. But at the same time, I try to find what his issue is and help with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And sometimes it is totally my fault. And I'll say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was really wrong of me. Now he'll say that I never do that, but I do. But oftentimes the catastrophe thinker that I'm living with has taken a molehill and made a huge mountain and made me accountable for things that didn't even happen.
Yeah.
And I can't go into agreement with that.
No, because then you're feeding into his delusional thinking.
Exactly. And his catastrophe thinking, which I think is part of his anxiety, is the anxiety goes straight to, she's leaving me.
Yeah, that's what I have fear of
me.
abandonment. Yeah.
He
Same.
thinks I'm leaving every 5 seconds.
Same.
And I'm like, dude, don't you think? I mean, I've been here 18 years.
That's what Tom, that's so funny. I swear we are married to, I think, yeah. This is crazy. Yeah. It's like you're parroting back conversations Tom and I have. This is so wild. Oh my God.
So
okay.
if that's the case, then we can't be the only two couples who have these conversations.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, we can't be.
I know.
You know how many emails I get that say, I am Bert and my husband is you?
Yeah.
So many. It's got to be that way. We're kind of the standard blueprint. It's kind of scary.
Well, yeah, because there's a fear of abandonment. And then it's like what you learn being in therapy for so many years is like, you're just wired a certain way because of childhood events, right? Mm-hmm. And then now you get married to somebody and now you're going through those blueprints again, you're wiring, and you guys will go through events or things that'll bump up against some triggering shit from your childhood, from the past. So now you're reacting from a place back here to someone that's here, and it doesn't even make sense anymore. But so many people, like you have really it sounds like a lot of clarity on what's happening. Like when Bert's acting out, you know, like, oh, this isn't about me, this is about him. Let me see if I can be a really helpful partner and figure out what's going on so that we can help Bert.
Yes.
Versus like, I'm going to react to his reacting, which is what most couples do, right?
I do that sometimes too.
Everybody falls into that shit.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
I remember one time the fan wasn't working on the stove and Tom got so mad at the fucking fan. Goddamn fucking fan work. And I was like, okay, I can either fall into this trap and join him in the fucking fan thing, or we can figure out what's really going on today.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I'm not perfect. I don't always do it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you want to go to 11? I'll meet you at 15 because I'm sick of being the patient one, helping you figure out your shit. Today, we're blowing it up because I'm done. I do have those days too.
Of course.
But, you know, my therapist told me she feels like in our arguments, Bert needs to be validated and I need to be heard. So if he can understand I need to be heard, and if I can understand he needs to be validated, our arguments will be cleaner, faster, more efficient, you know, because then I can go, where can I validate his feelings? And he can go, how can I make her feel like I really heard her? And then if I get what I need, even if I'm wrong, if I still feel heard, I'm much faster to say, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But if I can't get heard, because remember, I grew up with a mother who didn't let me talk. So then I can't, that's my trigger, is I need to feel like someone hears what I'm saying. And they can even say, I hear you, but I don't agree with you. Okay, that's fine, as long as I know that you hear me. But he does not want to hear me. When he is upset, he just has to be validated before he can hear anything. So this is our little cycle we go in, is like, I will not validate you until you've heard me. Well, I will not hear you until you've validated me. So we get this push and pull about who gets what they need first. So when my therapist explained that to me, I was like, okay, so then I'm just going to try to validate the pieces I can to bring the level down so that he can hear me. And then I get what I need.
Do you realize what you just broke down?
No.
Is so varsity level. Yeah, like, but that people listening to this are probably like, what? How does she know all that?
Therapy. My therapist told me that.
Yeah. I mean, that's to have that much insight into your relationship and how it's going and why this and that happens is really helpful and really good. And I think,
thanks.
But don't you think people's misery and suffering comes from like not having this insight, and then they go, you know what, I need a divorce. Fuck this guy, and I'm gonna find another one, and then guess what? The other one is exactly the same, or I'm gonna have an affair. That'll make everything great, and then they blow up their lives. It's like the people act out when they can't figure this out.
Totally, and I think what happens is if you don't have tools, you start feeling really lost and helpless. And then you go, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. Instead of saying, how do I figure this out? Because it can be figured out. If your value system lines up with your partner, then you can figure any of these semantics out. Yeah. If you have a different value system, then you have a bigger problem.
That's true.
Yeah. If your value systems line up, then you can figure almost anything out. You may need help, pastor, counselor, really trusted friend that you can, share stuff with that's constructive and not destructive.
I worry about the friend because,
it has to be a specific kind of friend. It has to be a constructive friend, not destructive.
Go to the ones who have a life you want to have.
Exactly right. They have a good relationship.
Go to that
Genuinely,
person.
That's right.
Don't go to the friend that has bad boyfriend after bad boyfriend and no. Fuck that bitch. Go to the one that's winning.
The revolving door of relationships.
Yeah. No.
Not good.
She's fun for a drink and the stories that come from that, but not like the marital. Yeah.
No, not the success plan.
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't have a success plan.
No,
that
dude.
friend.
Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where my mom's at?